And we are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mac to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast, where we help you get started on your fitness journey. What is up, folks? It is Thanksgiving week officially. I'm looking forward to it. I'm off work all week, so that's always a good sign. Hopefully, y'all getting off Thursday. And most people probably getting off Friday this week as well. So with that being said, today's podcast is going to be about Thanksgiving. Of course, we got to show our thanks. And as we all know it, Thanksgiving has kind of been centered around food. So it's all about that one big Thanksgiving meal. And as we all know, we always eat some really good food on this day, but that food may not be the best for your diet and your nutrition. And I think we're all aware of that. And that's okay. But today's podcast, we're going to talk about some tips, some strategies around the best way to navigate that Thanksgiving meal that you're going to enjoy either way. So you might as well enjoy it, spend some time with your family, and have a good day. And you can enjoy it and still stick to your goals. And that's what we're going to get into today. Before we do it, though, I wanted to update y'all on the ice bath situation. So if you listened to last week's episode, you know I got an ice bath set up. And I've done it every day so far. So I've done it for over a week now, since last Friday. Yeah, like not this past Friday, but the Friday before. I've been doing it every week. I've been getting it in the morning. I've done it every morning so far except for one morning. There was like Wednesday, I think. I chickened out. I didn't get in. But I felt bad for not getting in the morning. So that afternoon, after I got done with my run, I did get into then. So I did get into that day, just not in the morning. So just to update y'all on, do I see any of the benefits just yet? So I'm about a weekend, maybe a little over. And honestly, like, I don't really see much of the benefits yet. Much of those longer, like, health benefits. But I think it's kind of one of those things you have to do it for a while before you really start seeing the impact of it, before you really start seeing the benefits from it. But there are a few that I have noticed. First thing is that it wakes you up immediately. Like as soon as you get in and out of that water, like you're awake, wide awake for the rest of the day. So it's a good way to get yourself up in the morning. But with that being said, it absolutely sucks getting in that thing in the morning. Like it's the hardest thing to do. If you ever want to build like your mental resilience, like build your mental toughness, get you an ice bath. It will work on that so much. And I've already like seen how that's affected me. Like I've already gotten better mentally because the first few days I got in it, it took me so long to get in that ice bath because I dreaded getting in it. I would sit outside of it for like 10 minutes just trying to convince myself to get in that dang ice bath. But as I've done it day after day, it gets easier and easier every day. So literally like now I've just gotten so used to it that I can just convince myself to get right in. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I still don't want to get in there. Like I still contemplate it a little bit, and I still stand out there for just a little bit. But I've gotten a lot better at getting in. Like I know it's gonna suck, and I know I got to do it regardless. So I'm just gonna get in and get it over with. So my mental resilience has been a lot better. Like I've been just jumping right in it in the mornings, and it's made it a whole lot easier. And another thing that I've noticed is that my body has adapted to the cold weather or the cold water very quickly. So the first few days I got in it, it was very, very cold. I'm putting my chiller at 50 degrees. So 50 degrees is in the grand scheme of like ice baths, that's really not that cold. Like most people do it in the 40s. But I just wanted to start at 50 and I'm gonna work my way down a little bit. But honestly, 50 degrees is freezing cold. Like you get in 50-degree water, that's cold. So it was freezing at first, and it was like it would really take my breath away, and it was very cold for me. But the more and more I do it, the easier it gets. Like honestly, the 50 degrees is really not that cold to me already, and I'm only a little over a week. I'm like a week and 2 days in, and my body's already adapted to that like 50-degree weather. I mean, 50-degree temperature. I'm not gonna lower it just yet. I'm probably gonna stay at 50 for like a month or so, just to like really let my body adapt to it and get used to it. Because it's still cold. Like it's not like I'm getting in normal water. Like it still takes my breath away when I get in, and it's still cold, but it's not nowhere near as bad. Like I can keep my breath. I can keep it controlled when I get in, and it's not that bad. So that's one thing I really noticed is my body has adapted to that cold temperature really, really quick. I didn't expect it to happen within a week. I figured it would take me a little longer than that to get used to it. But now, like, and that's also part of the mental part of it. Like, I know it's not as cold anymore, so it makes it a little easier for me to get in. So I have learned that. So those are a few of the benefits that I've seen just within a week of doing it. But hopefully we still see some more as we keep doing it, as we continue to do it. I'm going to try to do it at least every day for 30 days. That's kind of my goal. And then after that, I'll decide if I want to keep doing it or not. I may just use it only for like recovery after that. I don't know. But for the next 30 days, I'm going to at least do it in the morning, like first thing when I get up. And I'm doing that before my weight training sessions, and I'm also doing that before my cardio sessions. So I'm only working out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right now. So I'm doing it definitely on those Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. But I'm also doing it every other day of the week when I'm running and stuff too. So I'm not just doing it for workouts, and I'm not just doing it for running. I'm doing it for both. But yeah, enough about the ice bath. Let's get into the podcast today, because this is an important one with this week coming up. I know we all gonna celebrate Thanksgiving. That's good. I think you should. And honestly, I'm a foodie too. I like to have food too, so I'm gonna enjoy myself. But I'm gonna set myself up right this week to prepare myself for that day, because I know I'm probably gonna overdo it a little bit, but that's okay. So let's be real. Thanksgiving is synonymous with indulgence. So when you think of Thanksgiving, you think of food. But guess what? You can enjoy the holiday, you can eat the foods that you love, and you can still stay on track with your goals. Period. No matter what, if you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, whatever that goal may be. So today, we're going to share some practical strategies, how to track your food, what to eat, what to avoid, and then some mindset shifts to help you sail through this season and make it a guilt-free holiday season this week. So I'll more than likely do another one of these around Christmas time. So in about a month from now, we'll do another one. But today is going to be strictly about Thanksgiving. So first things first, when it comes to Thanksgiving week, your mindset is going to be key. So we got to get our mindset right first. So think of it this way. Thanksgiving is just one day. It's one day. It's not a whole week. It's not a whole month. It's one day. So even if you indulge more than usual on that one day, that one meal or that one day is not going to derail your progress. That one day is not. But if you let it snowball, if you let this effect keep happening, then yeah, that's definitely going to affect your goals. I mean, you can't let that happen. So the goal isn't perfection, it's balance. So it's okay to kind of indulge a little bit on Thanksgiving. I'm not saying overdo it on purpose. Like, don't overdo it on purpose. You probably will overdo it just by eating Thanksgiving, but don't like say, oh, it's Thanksgiving, I can eat whatever I want. Yeah, enjoy yourself, but just be smart about it. Don't be a butthole about it. Do it within reason. So remember that fitness is a lifestyle. You can enjoy the holiday season, while still staying consistent the rest of the week. So you got to let go of the all or nothing mindset. It can't just be, oh, well, this week I'm going to be eating bad, so I'm going to fall off. I'm not going to work out. I'm not going to stick to my diet the rest of the days. You can't let that happen. You got to stay true to yourself all the way up until Thanksgiving, and then right after Thanksgiving, you got to get right back to it. So step 2, you want to plan ahead. So planning is going to be the secret weapon when it comes to the Thanksgiving week. So here's how to set yourself up for success. First, get you a workout in. On Thanksgiving Day, start your day with a good workout, whether that can be a weightlifting session, whether that's a cardio session, or if your family is one of those turkey trot families, get you a little turkey trot in on Thanksgiving Day. So this not only burns calories, but it also sets a positive tone for the rest of the day. So get you a workout in first thing in the morning. Get it done first thing. That way you ain't got no excuse for the rest of the day. Because most people will do Thanksgiving around lunchtime. So you got to wake up early, get your workout in, go for a run, most gyms are probably closed. If your gym's open, go to the gym. If you can, work out at home. But yeah, just plan ahead. Go ahead and have your workout ready the day before so you know what you're going to do. So there's no excuses to not do it. So that's one way you can attack the day first thing in the morning. Number 2, eat before the feast. I know what most people think. Most people think on Thanksgiving, oh, I'm gonna skip breakfast. I'm gonna skip lunch whenever, depends on whenever you eat, but I'm gonna skip a meal to save some calories for Thanksgiving dinner. Well, yeah, that may be a good strategy, but most of the time that's gonna backfire. That's gonna lead to you overeating at Thanksgiving. So what I suggest, go ahead and have yourself a high protein breakfast and maybe even a light lunch if you eat later in the day. I don't know when y'all do y'all's Thanksgiving. Some people do lunch, some people do later. It just depends. But yeah, if you're gonna, I would suggest eating at least a high protein breakfast, and then if you're gonna eat lunch too, eat like a light lunch to kind of keep you satiated, to kind of keep you full throughout the day. That way, this does not lead to just straight binge eating when it comes to your Thanksgiving meal. Because if you don't eat all day, you're gonna be starving by the time Thanksgiving rolls around. And then you're gonna munch. Dude. You're just gonna go all in and overdo it. So if you go ahead and eat before, it kind of keeps you full, keeps you hungry. Keeps you full and satiated, and then that way you won't overdo it when it comes to your Thanksgiving meal. You'll be less hungry at that time, so you'll probably eat a little bit less. So that's what I suggest doing. Yeah, I kind of get I get the mindset of saving calories for Thanksgiving dinner, but that just leads to people. Oh, I didn't eat breakfast today, so I got way more calories that I can use during this meal. So then you splurge and end up overdoing it in that meal. And then number 3, offer to bring a dish. If you're not already bringing a dish, offer to bring one that's semi-healthy or healthy, whatever you want to bring. That way, you know that there's at least one dish in there that's aligned with your goal. There's at least one dish that you know you can eat and not feel guilty about it. So whatever that is, whatever your favorite kind of healthy meal is, bring that, and that way you have something to eat. If everything else is just super unhealthy, So, part 3, how do you navigate the Thanksgiving meal? So when it's time to dig in, here's how you can enjoy the feast without overdoing it. First and foremost, you want to start with your protein. So fill your plate up with protein first. What's going to be the best source of protein? Probably going to be turkey. So turkey is a very lean protein at Thanksgiving. So that's going to be your best source of protein. So if you stick to this white meal and you can even take the skin off if you really want to save some calories. Take the skin off. Fill your plate with this first. Fill up your plate with protein first, because you always want your meals to be protein centric. And also eat this first. So when you sit down to eat your protein first, because it's more satiating. Make you feel fuller like quicker. So protein first. That's your first strategy. Second strategy is load up on veggies. So then fill up whatever veggies you're going to eat. Look for the dishes like the Brussels sprouts, green beans, salad. These are going to be nutrient-dense foods that are typically lower in calories. If you're doing the salad, you got to be careful with the salad dressing. But your vegetables are going to be lower in calories and higher in nutrients. So protein first, veggies second. Third, go for the carbs, but be mindful about the carbs. So your mashed potatoes, your stuffing, your rolls, these are all delicious. We all know that, and we're probably going to eat it. I'm going to eat them myself, but they can add up quickly. So you got to be cautious with these. Stick to smaller portions. If you're going to have more than one, go super small portions. But if not, I would suggest just pick one. Like, don't have everything. Don't have all the carbs. Just pick one carb and enjoy that one. And that should help a little bit with saving a little bit of calories. Don't overdo it. Don't indulge in every single one of them. And then the last strategy is just watch the sauces and watch the sides. So like the cranberry sauce, the gravy, the casseroles. Just watch these. A lot of these casseroles and things can have hidden calories. You don't know what's all in that. There's a lot of food that's mixed up in those. So use these sparingly. I'm not saying don't eat them. You can still eat them. Just be mindful of what you're eating and how much of it you're eating, because a lot of times you don't realize how many calories is actually in those foods. And a little tip, if you're counting calories or if you're counting macros, go ahead and pre-log your meals using your calorie counting app. Like if you use MyFitnessPal or whatever that is. Most Thanksgiving meals, staples for Thanksgiving, they're already in that database. So normally you can find them in there and go ahead and pre-log them in there about how much you're going to eat, because this will give you a better idea of how much you can eat of each of those foods to stay within your targets, to stay within your goals. So go ahead the day before, if you know what you're going to be eating, go ahead and log it if you're tracking calories. And this will help you stick to your goal even that much more, because it'll give you a better understanding of how much of each food that you can eat and still stay within your target. So now we're going to hop into some healthy options versus some of the not so healthy options that you should maybe avoid. So the best and worst options for Thanksgiving dinner. First and foremost, turkey is going to be one of your best options. Again, high in protein, low in calories, and you can even take the skin off and make it even lower in calories. So that's for your meat choice. Obviously, next choice is your roasted veggies. So again, Brussels sprouts, carrots, green beans, whatever y'all eat. Every family is a little different. Everybody's gonna have different foods. So these are just some pretty generic Thanksgiving foods. Next is your sweet potatoes. So these are gonna be a good option too. Just be careful with all the like marshmallow toppings and stuff that people put on them nowadays. Be careful with that. That may not be in your best interest. And then fresh salads and light dressings. These are going to be some good, healthy options to look after and fill your plate up first with these before you go for all the other stuff. And then some of your least healthy options are, of course, going to be your stuffing. Unfortunately, I know stuffing is amazing, but fortunately, it's probably not the best for you. It's going to be high in carbs, probably going to have a lot of butter in it. So be easy on the stuffing. Your candy yams, be easy on the candy yams. They're going to be loaded with sugar, loaded with the marshmallow topping and things. So be careful on the candy yams. And then, of course, your pies and your desserts. So we all know we're going to enjoy a nice dessert on Thanksgiving. Just be mindful of how much you're eating. Opt for a smaller slice or share a slice with somebody. Share it with somebody if you can. This will help you eat less. If your dessert is a non-negotiable, if you got to have dessert, plan ahead. So you can go ahead and cut back on carbs earlier in the day or have something less in that one specific meal to make more room for that dessert so you don't overdo it too much. This will help you not go overboard. So go ahead and plan ahead if you know you're going to have dessert, which to me, dessert, that's a non-negotiable. I'm going to eat dessert. So it's going to happen. So I'm going to have to plan ahead for that. Make sure that I take it easier on my other portion sizes to make some more room for that dessert. The next, what you want to do after Thanksgiving, you want to make sure you're staying on track post Thanksgiving. So, like I said, Thanksgiving is just one day. It's not a whole week. It's not a whole month. So what you do after Thanksgiving really, really matters to help move you forward. You got to get right back on track. Get right back to it. So first and foremost, get back to your routine. The next day, resume your workouts and resume your normal eating habits. Don't fall into that trap of extended holiday eating. Don't let it affect the rest of your days. Like, enjoy it that one day and then get right back to it the next day. Do your normal routine the next day. Don't let it have a compound effect and just kind of ruin all your results. Number 2, hydrate. Hydrate. You're probably eating some salty meals on Thanksgiving. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water. You want to flush out all this excess sodium. Stay hydrated. I mean, you should be doing this anyways, period. It don't matter if it's Thanksgiving or not. You should be staying hydrated. And then also set you some mini goals. So use the rest of the holiday season to focus on small, achievable goals like maintaining your weight or hitting a new PR at the gym. So this kind of gets your mind off of the food and puts it on something else so that you're still focused on your fitness goals while you're enjoying the food too. Don't just make these goals to kind of distract yourself a little bit from the foods, and this will help you stick to your diet, stick to your training during that holiday week. So at the end of the day, Thanksgiving, it's about gratitude, it's about family, it's about connection. It's not just about the food. Yes, the food is a big part of that. I understand. But it's about all these other things: gratitude, family, connection, spending time with your loved ones. So enjoy that time. Enjoy that time with your loved ones. Savor your favorite dishes. Enjoy those favorite dishes. And remember that one meal does not define your journey. That one meal is not going to ruin your progress. It's not going to set you back unless you let it. It can if you let it do that. But we're not going to do that because y'all listen to the podcast. I already know y'all better than that. Y'all ain't going to do that. So that's just... it's just one day, a little bump in the road, and you're going to get over and keep going. So you've got this. Keep that balance. Stay consistent. And enjoy your holiday season without guilt. Don't feel guilty about enjoying that one day. Now, if you let that one day turn into a week and that 1 week turn into a month, then hey, yeah, you probably can feel guilty about it. But it's just one day. You got this holiday season. That's part of it. We all know the food's part of it, especially here in America. That's what everything's based around food. So yeah, if you found this video helpful, don't forget, go ahead, subscribe, share it with someone who might need these tips. So you know that someone that overdoes it on holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever that may be. Share it with them. Let them know about the podcast. Subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Leave a review if you like the podcast. We're on all podcasting platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Check out the YouTube channel, The Fitness Beginner Podcast. Yeah, other than that, y'all have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Thank y'all for tuning in today. I really hope y'all enjoyed the podcast. So yeah, we'll see y'all next week. Happy Thanksgiving. Peace, love, protein. We out.